this is how you have multiple windows next to each other on a Chrome browser in Windows 10 as well as Chrome OS. So if you have a Chromebook, even though it's not the same operating system, it will work the same as what I'm doing right now. So if you look here, I have 3 tabs. I have my classroom here, I have the presentation that I would like to present, and I have my Google Meet. And the problem is that if I present this now, it's going to be the whole screen, and I can't do anything about it. But I want to have my classroom to the right here, or maybe I would want this here, and I want this to be seen as well. So first thing that I do is I'm going to click and hold this tab. So if I click and hold and drag it, it's no longer part of the whole browser. And now it's a full screen here. All I will have to do is just click here and drag it to the right until you see this translucent box appear. So if I have that box there, once I release it, it will make this box be on the right, and I have an option to pick any other windows I have open. So I have the recording program that I'm using here, but I want my presentation right there. It's another side by side. Let's say I want to move this over here. It's still the same as like moving tabs as before, but now you have 2 windows together. Let's say I now want to join the classroom meeting. I want to see everyone, and I'm ready to present. I click on the present button, and it gives you 3 options. You could either do the whole screen, a window, or a Chrome tab. If you're presenting through Google Slides, I would always recommend this for the Chrome tab, because if you click on here, it gives you the options of all your tabs open. And I'm going to click on Google Slides and then hit share. And when I do that, if I hit the present button, as you noticed before, it covered the whole screen, but if I click on it now, it just sticks to that one window. So now I can see my entire classroom and my presentation. And that's how you have 2 windows up at the same time in Windows 10 as well as Chrome OS. This is how you open up multiple windows in Mac OS. Before we even get started, the first thing I always like to do is make sure that I know all of the gestures on the trackpad on a MacBook or MacBook Pro. So all I do is just click on the little Apple icon here, scroll down to System Preferences, click on that. If you look, there's keyboard, trackpad, and mouse. If you click on trackpad, there are all these little videos on how to move around with everything. And that's what I do. I have a MacBook Pro, so I always like learning all of the gestures. And you point and click, scroll and zoom, and then more. And the most important thing to know is how to swipe between full screen apps. That's how we're going to do this for the windowed mode with more than one screen for Chrome browser. So if you look at the video right there, all you have to do is swipe to the left to go to the right, and if you want to go back to your main desktop, you swipe 4 fingers back right. If you don't have a laptop and you click on mouse, I don't know for certain, but I believe they show gestures as well on how to get through multiple desktops on a mouse. But that's the gesture window. All I'm going to do now is open up my browser. As you can see, I have 3 tabs here. I have my classroom page here. I have a Google slideshow that I would like to show everyone in the classroom. And then I have my Google Meet that I'm going to present my slideshow. So the most important thing I'm going to do is make sure that I have these 2 tabs in one window. So all I will have to do is just click on the slideshow, hold, and just drag it out of the main browser. And now when I go into mission control, which is 3 fingers on the trackpad and scrolling up, you can see that I have 2 tabs here, or 2 windows rather. So now, if I grab on the slideshow, move it up here, see how it says desktop? All I have to do is just move it here, and I have a new desktop browser. I can drop it there, so now I have 2 things. So when you look, if I put 3 fingers down on the trackpad, I now have 2 browsers. So if I swipe 4 fingers left, I have my slideshow. If I go back 4 fingers right, I have this browser. Now all I'm going to do now is use 3 fingers back up, and I have 2 windows. I'm going to click on this browser, drag it over to the Google Chrome page. I could put it either on the left of the screen or the right. I have a preference of moving the video to the right. And now, if I either click on it here, it's open up. I have 2 windows. I have the presentation here, and I can also present. And that's how I'm able to have 2 things open at the same time. And I also have another open page, so I could have another browser open and have other documents like my email page that I don't want students to see, or anything else that's more confidential. But when you do this through macOS, make sure that your Chrome browser is able to show your tab bars and URLs. How you do that is you click on the very top here, go to View, and I always make sure that it says Always Show Toolbar in Full Screen. If I don't have that option, I now can't change the web page. So always make sure that that is open. Another option that you can do, which is the great thing about Apple and their ecosystem, is that if you have all of their products, all of their nice expensive products, they work seamlessly together. When you invest in the ecosystem, it works really well. However, it comes at a cost. So I also have an iPad, and I'm able to use that iPad as a second screen. So I would basically have 2 monitors up. So I would go to System Preferences, and then I would just click on the sidecar option here. And I've already set it up, but if you click on it, you're able to connect the device and set it up where you want to set it. Do you want it to be on the left? Do you want it to be on the right? And that is about it on how to open up 2 windows on Mac OS.